Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you have played Enshrouded, the mysterious stranger is someone you will definitely remember. Right in the intro, we see them presenting a noble with a blue elixir, the one that sets everything in motion. But who are they exactly? A victim? A villain? Or someone who had no idea what they were unleashing? We don't know for sure, but thanks to hidden lore pages and obelisks scattered across Embervale, we can piece together some possibilities. Today, we will have a look at 3 interesting theories, all built from in-game evidence. And of course, it's all speculation, so I would love to hear what you think in the comments. The elixir that caused the downfall wasn't just any potion. It was something complex, dangerous, and clearly made by someone who knew what they were doing. Whoever gave it to the noble had to understand its power, at least, well, a little. There's one lore note that really stands out, a record of a lecture about mycelium, the flesh of the fungi that spreads the shroud. It's not clear if those lectures happened before or after the shroud appeared, but given how chaotic the outbreak was, it's likely the research came first. Maybe the alchemists were experimenting with mycelium long before realizing what it actually was, the living flesh of the shroud itself. Then there's this note. I hid the corrupted staff atop the wooden structure to overlook the elixir distillery. Later we find out the staff belonged to someone called the Mysterious Wanderer. So whoever this was, they clearly had the tools and the knowledge of an alchemist. Maybe they tried to create the elixir to save humanity. Or maybe they wanted to harness the shroud's power. But somewhere along the way, they got corrupted by it. The floating figure we see might not be a ghost at all, just what's left of the alchemist. Their bodies long gone, but their spirits bound to the shroud through the very thing they try to control. There's another possibility. The stranger was once just an ordinary human, someone touched by the shroud, but not completely consumed by it. There is a lore note about the mystery of the Eldermere Dam that says, I have heard whispers from far corners of Embervale of a blight emerging from beneath the ground, a world killer. That blight might have been an early form of the shroud, small, localized, still growing. If that's true, maybe the stranger came from one of those first infected regions, someone who came into contact with it long before the rest of the world fell. It would explain their weird, warped form, still kind of human but changed, floating, whispering, maybe even projecting thoughts directly into people's minds. The lore supports this too. During last week's rainstorm, I saw a hooded figure on the road to Glenwood's End. Did they float above the ground, or has memory betrayed me? That sounds almost like a fell banshee, once human and now consumed by the shroud. Maybe this person didn't undergo the full transformation yet, existing somewhere between life and corruption. We know from Ikora's writings that the shroud is intelligent. He says, it calls me, whispering. I don't understand what it says, but it knows. It knows I'm empty. So maybe the stranger is exactly that. A bridge between the human and the shroud. A messenger the shroud uses to spread its will. A cloaked figure hovering and infesting my mind with one word. Dig. That one word, dig, could be the shroud itself, using this half-human vessel to lead people deeper underground, to whatever's still sleeping there. And then there's the darkest theory, that the stranger isn't human at all. What if they're one of the Elder Ancients, part of the original race that sealed away something unspeakable long before? 2 key obelisk fragments hint at this act of sealing. Finally, remnants of an elusive age cast away. Drowned in waves, yet another evil or mistake brushed away and sealed. Let the water flush out all that is tainted. After us, the flood. Nested within the Starfall Kingdom, a chasm so deep, its contents have eluded us for millennia. It must be buried, flooded, sealed. These fragments suggest that the ancients once sealed something evil deep underground, and that they are willing to take extreme measures. But here's where it gets really interesting. Not all ancients agreed on how to deal with humanity. The young ancients want to save humanity from something. They aim to share their fire to help us withstand a looming calamity. The elder ancients want to preserve the flame's purity. They strive for a continued stoic elevation, segregation, neutrality and power. They will lock themselves away in their kingdom and rise. So what if the elders wanted to make sure humanity never touched the flame again? They already sealed something dangerous underground, and they knew exactly where it was. Maybe they sent a mysterious stranger, one of their own, to manipulate humanity into digging in that same place and dooming them. A silent observer making sure the segregation stayed permanent. So, was the stranger an alchemist corrupted by their own creation? A vessel halfway consumed carrying the Shroud's will? Or an elder ancient going to extremes? There's evidence for all three. We may not have a definitive answer, but that's what makes it fun. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in Embervale.